presentation is by Mr. Pradeep. He is a senior lecturer of the Department of Information Technology, General Sir John Mudala Defence University. He is a PhD student of the KTU. His interests are on engineering application development, geoinformatics, and software development. And Mr. Pradeep is going to talk about automating urban hydrology models. What do hydrologists expect from model developers?
Distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, good morning all. Today I am going to present you a very brief, something very interesting thing which we have developed, which we have discussed up to now, talking about the perspective of the software developers, how to optimize something, how to get the privacy, such kind of things. But as a software engineers, so it's like we are making shoes. Stakeholders has to wear it. I don't believe it. So we have to make the shoes according to this. If we look at, let me to explain what I have done. So automating urban hydrology models, and in that context, what the hydrologists expect from that software developers, that is my interest. We know that urban flood management is a struggling action for 20-30 years. We have developed a lot of concept. So you guys, the software engineers, hydrology experts, the technical people have developed a lot of things. Theories, say case studies, what management policies, those things, but still the flood is happening. So in one context, this is a multi-stakeholder approach. There are technical stuffs as well as there are social stuffs. So when we are automating such kind of thing to the betterment of the country or the nation or the entire world, the software engineers has to think a lot of things. That is, we have to satisfy the stakeholders or the customers. So in this context, what we software engineers see the automation, what our idea, we see only input, process and output, as this gentleman said in 1996. So we have, I think the image is clear, the one image we were discussing, a girl taking a selfie photograph in the flood situation. But I see a different picture, the relation, stakeholder. We should look at the situation like a selfie. We should get into that situation and we should look at the flood management activity as the flood management stakeholders. So in that context, I have identified a lot of stakeholders, hydrologists, GIS modelers, decision makers, and mainly importantly, recipient stakeholders, the general public. So automation demand this complex situation. So one side, the top two, hydrology modelers and the GIS modelers, very technical, and the other side, very social, the decision makers and the general public. This is the big research which I am doing now. So today I am going to give a small introduction how we can capture the hydrology modelers' requirement to automate this entire big scenario. For that I have developed, the aim is this. For that the methodology is, I did a literature survey to calibrate what are the requirements, then the evaluation and the verification is done with the hydrologist, and then I did analysis the result and come to a kind of a recommendation. The recommendation is totally based on the software engineer's requirement. So when you are going through the literatures, there are two types of literatures. One is in the hydrology models, there are input and output data because process is with them. Spatially distributed big set of data and large amount of data, the resolution problems, there are a lot of things to be considered when we are automating a hydrogen model. In other side, you see a very familiar word, user friendliness, but it's not the real word which we are meaning. The hydrologists believe that the model should be user friendly, that means it should be used by the decision makers. And the limitation of the models are very vague, as well as applicability is very difficult. It's depend on the size of the area. If you are going for the urban, it's one model, it's a region, one model, in the country is one model, likewise. So when I developing the questionnaire, with that big knowledge, first of all I develop a set of questions and meet one hydrologist and discuss it, what you feel about these questions. She gave me a lot of problems and observations, the conversion data, resolution, lookup data. Then I developed the first version, including all these clarification. The screenshot of that questionnaire is shown on the screen. Then, with that question, I made a small Google form and taking another two hydrologists, because we should make the shoes according to their size. So then I discussed lengthy. So then, basically they agreed with the question's point. They say you should ask that question when we are developing a system. But they have a problem with the questioning method and expressing the way of their ideas. Then I rearrange the questions and it contains 10 questions and it looks like this. So then I again go for another 10 hydrologists who are very friendly guys with me, but only 4 were replied. I was surprised. I gave call a lot of times and I asked why. So they said that, Pradeep, you asked very difficult question. You asked methods. We can't remember all these methods in one instance. So you have to rearrange your questionnaire. Then I rearranged the questionnaire. I could be able to figure out multiple questions as well as give the methods and ask them to prioritize or see those things. With that, I finalized my questionnaire and distributed using emails, 130 invitation, but 58 replies I got. Now I directly go to the analyze result and discussion in one shot. So almost my sample size is 58. Out of that, almost people from India and Sri Lanka. Then I can say my research is biased to the Asia. Same time, 62 are field practitioners, not like almost there are 21% of academics, as well as almost all other people, they are practitioners in the ground. So I can say my sample is almost give very practical solutions. Then that one is data format. Basically they agreed for the spatial data. Then they agreed for the spatial data should have attributes. And the data conversion, most of they are having a confidence to convert the data to according to their pattern, and input must be the same resolution. 51 needs that. That means we have one thing to be considered, not just input the data, we have to think about the resolution also. They are very much concerning. And when I asked why they need to convert the data, they give me a couple of points as shown on the screen. And when we prepare the data conversion methods, I'm not going to describe the conversion methods, but you can see the figures, and you can find out there are a lot of same interest for each and every thing. So you have to discuss about these things when you are developing such kind of application. In further, output data format. This is very interesting. So the last point say that allow customizing. No one like it. That is the interesting point. So then I asked, what should we do? They told me you should consult us. Then with that, I asked why consulting them. So they are fear to misinterpret the output results. So you see that you have a model, you have input data. We believe that after the processing we get the data and we can interpret any way you like. No, you can't do that. So, however, they agree with this resegregation of data and the other requirements as you can show on the screen. And finally, what is the conclusion which I taken? The major concern should be when we are automating a hydrology model, we should too much think of output conversion to match with the desirable people. You can, if you can remember, I show that he is the hydrologists are giving outputs to the decision makers. So we have to, when we are automating, you have to think too much on that. So acknowledgement. So I would like to give my thanks to Dr. Rajapaksa and Chandramali UNESCO Center of Work, as well as Professor Nandalal and Madam Nandalal from University of Pradeep, and especially Dr. Sagarika Roy from Indian Institute of Science for discussing long about this subject. Before the conclude, I would like to give you a couple of interesting references. So hydrology concept. The hydrology people know Chow, Maidman and Mace. Without there is no any hydrology model discussions. As well as the asset, the second guy is increasing or is showing a new area hydrology automation with the stakeholders, and finally the programming concept. So that basic idea is talking about practical system thinking. With that, I conclude my speech. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Pradeep. I would like to now ask questions.
Yeah.
You have listed a set of data conversion methods.
Yes.
You have analyzed
Yes.
the preferences. So I would like to know, how did you select these methods for your study?
Yes, basically through that tech professionals, I asked, so leisurely we call them, so like a verification. So, and that, for that they gave me a list of things. Then I again search for the literatures, for the, what are the methods available for converting the data. Converting data means that here we are discussing about not the actual conversion of the computational conversion to their individual hydrology model. So for that we have to consult them by telephone, as well as I go through the lot of literatures. Through that I found this set of things. A couple of things, and they have added a couple of things at the end of this. That means the questionnaire, it was about 5, 6. They had another 2 or 3.
Any other questions? So what do you think you will do next? Now you've got the views of the
Yes, now I have to go for the GIS modelers view, and not only that, the most difficult part is to take the stakeholders' requirements, especially in the decision makers as well as the recipient stakeholders. Recipient stakeholders mean just people. So the government or the people taking a very accurate hydrological decision, the technical decisions, but people can't accept those things because it's affecting their day-to-day life. So there should be a conversion in between the decision makers and the general public. So that software platform should be allowed it. When I say I can't do that, but I can do this. So decision maker is not a technical person. Software should be capable enough to give that capable input the user or the stakeholders requirement, the recipient stakeholders requirement of the system, and look at how it will affect on the flood generation. That's the point.
So you are aiming to have some compromise between
Yes.
the stakeholders,
Yes.
and then the software should automatically take that into account.
Yes. So for that we have to look at what hydrologists need first, because they are the authorized people of the hydrology model. So we can't play with that, but we can play with the inputs and the outputs. So I found that we can't play with outputs. We can play, we have a but between a small gap to play with the inputs. So that's the thing I found basically.
Very interesting problem. Thank you.
Sorry. So because my master's work also, so again in a military, as a military person, so same question asked from the Vice Chancellor also. So give me one good example why military should go for the hydrology. So the best hydrology model in America is developed by Corps of Engineers of America. Why? They have the capability to check the model, evaluate the model. So if I remember it correctly, the Hydrologists method. So that model developed by the America. So the real truth between
The real truth is, so if you are developing, like, if you are developing the hydro model correctly, that's the security model. No difference between hydro model and things are happening the same way. There are functions to decrease the security, same functions, same hydro model is same to the security also. So once you have perfect model for the height curve. The height is the flat is based on the height. So security heights are the same. Geographically, but we can develop that kind of data. So when we apply the same thing in the same situation, then take the same security analysis back. So the stakeholder component is scenario. It covers the different aspects of the system. So basically, if I'm talking about broadcasts, do you believe it? What? Do you believe what? You are protected? Everybody knows that in the veins, they are not checking. Sometimes it's daytime, they are not checking. But they are doing. They are using it. But for the real security requirement, what we should do? So hydro is not that extent. Hydro is the height, security, we have to maintain the heights, heights. So this model is what flowing model is same as secret flowing. The difficult part, easier part is something else.
Okay, any other questions? So in the absence of any questions, we move on to the next, which is